They are going nowhere. They are part of us and we are part of them. We must learn to live together and should never become enemies with them. That was not said by a bandit leader. It was not said by a terrorist commander hiding in the forest. It was said openly by Sheikh Ahmad Gumi, a man who has repeatedly spoken in defense of armed herdsmen and bandits, while millions of Nigerians live in fear of those same groups. That statement alone has shaken the country, not because Nigerians do not believe in peaceful coexistence, but because they are asking a very simple question. Coexist with who and at what cost? With people who carry AK-47s? With people who raid villages at night? With people who burn homes, kill farmers, kidnap children, and displace entire communities? Across Nigeria, many people are asking why the military, the DSS, and other security agencies remain silent while Gumi continues to speak this boldly, visit bandit camps, negotiate with armed groups, and publicly oppose military action against them. In a country that claims to be fighting terrorism, how does someone repeatedly advocate for groups accused of mass killings and still walk free? This is not a new issue. For years, Sheikh Gumi has positioned himself as a mediator between the state and bandits. He has entered forests where ordinary Nigerians dare not go. He has spoken directly to men who openly admit to kidnapping, killing, and extortion. He has defended them in interviews, describing them as victims of injustice rather than criminals. He has criticized military operations against them and warned against using force. Many Nigerians believe this goes beyond mediation. They accuse him of acting as a spokesperson, negotiator, and moral defender of violent groups. They point out that while victims cry for justice, Gumi cries for understanding for those holding guns. The anger grows deeper when people remember that villagers who try to defend themselves are often arrested, disarmed, or jailed, while a man who publicly speaks for armed groups faces no visible consequences. When Sunday Jackson defended himself, he was sentenced to death. When terrorists massacre communities, they are negotiated with. When someone speaks against bandits, they are accused of inciting violence. When Gumi speaks for them, he is called a peacemaker. This double standard is what is breaking trust in the Nigerian state. Nigerians are asking, why is it that security agencies say they don't know where terrorists are, yet one man can visit them freely, speak with them, eat with them, and return safely? Why is it that when ordinary citizens point out terrorist hideouts, nothing happens, but when Gumi goes there with police escorts, it is suddenly possible? These questions are not coming from hatred. They are coming from pain, loss, and years of abandonment. Communities across Benue, Plateau, Southern Kaduna, Zamfara, Sokoto, Borno, Enugu, and Ebonyi have buried their dead. Farmers have been driven off their land, churches have been attacked, schools have been emptied, families live as internally displaced persons in their own country. And through all this, they have watched powerful voices urge patience, dialogue, and coexistence, but never justice. When Gumi says they are part of us, many victims hear something else, that their suffering is being normalized, that the people killing them are being embraced, that their lives are negotiable. This is why Nigerians are now openly asking whether the government is afraid to act. Is President Tinubu unwilling to confront figures like Gumi because of political calculations? Are security agencies constrained by orders from above? Or is there a deeper problem where too many powerful people are comfortable with insecurity because it serves certain interests? In any serious country fighting terrorism, public advocacy for armed groups will trigger investigations, questioning, and legal consequences. No serious government allows someone to repeatedly undermine military operations and still claim to be neutral. Yet in Nigeria, Gumi continues to speak, travel, and influence public discourse freely. That is why the recent foreign intervention has changed the mood of many Nigerians, especially Christians who have felt abandoned for decades. For For the first time, they saw terrorists being hit without negotiation, without excuses, and without sympathy for the killers. For the first time, they saw action match words. This has restored hope, not because Nigerians want foreign powers to fight their battles, but because it exposed what decisive action looks like. It showed that terrorism is not untouchable. It showed that excuses are choices, not limitations. Now, as Nigerians watch Gumi criticize those strikes and defend armed herdsmen again, the contrast is clear. On one side are victims praying to survive another night. On the other are voices urging restraint when terrorists are under pressure. The question Nigerians are asking is no longer whispered, it is loud. Why is Sheikh Gumi walking free? Why is the state silent? Why are those who defend terrorists protected while those who defend themselves are punished? Until these questions are answered honestly, insecurity will remain, because terrorism does not survive on guns alone. It survives on protection, justification, and silence. Nigerians are not asking for revenge. They are asking for fairness. They are asking for a country where no one is above scrutiny, where defending killers is not safer than defending yourself, and where peace does not mean surrender. For many, hope is slowly returning, not because Nigeria suddenly changed, but because the world noticed what Nigerians have been screaming for years. The hope now is that Nigeria will finally find the courage to confront the problem from the top, not just chase fighters in the forest, while their defenders speak freely in the open. This is Trend Fusion. We ask the hard questions, we follow the facts, and we refuse to stay silent. If you believe Nigeria deserves accountability, justice, and real security, follow, like, share, and stay with us. The truth must not be buried like the victims were.